and Chat.
And it's so good to see you again, Jenny.
Aw, well, it's good to see you too, Trish.
Aw.
I know, I've been away a lot. At least it feels that way.
Well, it feels that way because it's true.
Yeah, I know. I've been dealing with family emergencies in Kelowna for the past couple of weeks.
And I am so sorry for your loss.
Aw, thank you.
And you know what? I loved how our last show was dedicated to Charlie Fleming, your stepdad, and former actor and comedian.
Yeah, I know. It was very honoring. And, it was actually really hard last week when, we were coming here to do our show. And like 15 minutes before, I'm having to say goodbye over FaceTime. And
Oh, my
yeah,
goodness.
it was very hard.
Wow. I wish I could hug you.
Aw, well,
We do have this kind of plexiglass thing between us.
I guess we can cuddle up to the
COVID-friendly, they make us put this between us in the studio here.
Yeah.
I mean, I understand though.
Yes, absolutely.
Anyways.
Anyway, I just had to, suck it up and remember how Charlie would always say, the show must go on. Yeah.
Yes, I remember back in the day, I was always told by my directors, the only way you don't show up to a performance is if you are dead. Like seriously, they said it all the time.
Wow.
And I remember I had mono while I was playing Helena. Yeah, I was playing Helena in A Midsummer's Night Dream, Shakespearean play. And apparently I caught it from Demetrius when I kissed him on stage. And oh my goodness, I was so sick. It was a 2-week run and I just barely made it to the end.
Yeah, I remember my daughter being in a show and she was like really ill with flu and basically she had to keep performing. And so she'd be when she came back and forth off and on the stage, off stage, she'd be vomiting in a garbage can. And the show must go on.
Intense.
So. For sure. And speaking of intense, the Total Makeover Challenge ladies just had their final weigh-in for this segment. And we're going to be announcing our top 3 next week.
I can't wait. So let's hear about their most impactful moments. So up next, the Total Makeover Challenge series. Welcome to Chill and Chat, hosts of the
Chilliwack TV series
and
final week.
The last weigh-in measure of level 2.
Yes.
Can you believe how fast that has gone?
I know, it's 6 weeks already gone by. It's crazy how fast time goes by.
All right, well, let's go see how they all did.
So we want to know what has been the most important change in this segment, not including inches or weight, the most important thing.
My biggest change has been my energy level. I cannot sit on my butt and do anything. I am up early now and I am go all day long, over 15,000 steps a day, and I go to bed late and I just still have a hard time falling asleep now, which is not me. I just have so much energy, it's insane.
I'd probably say I had a session with Jessica. She kind of did this thing and reprogrammed my brain because when guys look at me, I would just glare at them and be like, what are you looking at? So today was my first day. Some guy looked at me and smiled and I smiled back. So yay. So that was really, really awesome for me.
It's actually been really difficult for me and it's been a real struggle to just stay connected to it. At first when things came up, I was like, because I knew I needed to challenge myself at this point where I'm at in my life and then COVID and stuff. And when I kind of made that commitment to myself, this popped up and I was like, well, you say it to the universe and then here it is, right? So we better do it. But ever since, it's like every day is wanting to bail, to be honest with you. And so I'm just working really hard to stay committed day by day instead of looking at the big picture of it, which is also super helpful sometimes. But in this case, I need to just kind of day by day, and that's been working so I don't get overwhelmed.
I have to say the biggest thing that has changed or that I have learned from is how many amazing friends and support I have out there. I went to them and I just said, look, I'm doing this challenge. Some of you don't know that this is my second time round, but I need to do it again to grow. And I have an amazing softball family, a slow pitch family. And they reached out and they're like, can we share your information? Can we share your story? And so many of their families have caught on, and they're sharing the vote and voting along and following the stories. And they love to see all the changes and all the growing that I'm doing and that everyone else is doing through the challenge. And it's just so great to see the support I have from my extended family through all of this.
The self-sabotage test taught me some things about myself that opened my eyes, and I'm learning to use those strengths and stuff.
It started off, it felt quite wobbly. I was absolutely filled with utter terror at the thought of having to ask for votes. The fear of asking for help, more so the fear of rejection. And all those things, but what has blown me away has just been the level of support and the private messages, and it's even kind of reconnected us with people that I haven't, connected on Facebook, I haven't spoken to for like 6 months or been in touch with. They've popped up, and my husband's got into it, and we've done some fun videos just to really thank people, because I've just been humbled by, not just the level of support, but the messages back from people, and understanding that people do want to help you. It is okay to ask for help. It wasn't easy. At times I wanted to run away, but I'm glad I did, because I understand now that people do want to support you, and if you don't ask for help, you don't give them chance to. And we need to get through that, So that was a big life lesson. It's okay to ask for help, but you have to ask.
I lost 5.9 pounds. That's amazing.
Yes!
Yes.
Yes!
Woo! Yes! Oh my goodness, that's so exciting.
Wow, once again, really great results.
Yeah.
These ladies
yes.
are on fire.
Yes. So in the weight department, in third place, we had Nikki at 2.6 pounds. Congratulations,
Congratulations.
Nikki.
And in second place, Michelle, 4.7 pounds.
And first place, again, with an incredible weight loss, 5.9. Congratulations, Kara. Oh my goodness. Like, she's averaging, I think, 6 pounds a week.
Yeah, I think
Yes.
one of the weeks was not quite, it was
Yeah,
3 point
but
something.
on average.
On average, she's
Yes.
doing very, very well.
So no sugar, no gluten, no dairy. So
We
you
should
know what?
try that.
Let's do it.
Okay.
Let's do it.
All right.
Okay.
I
Let's
think
do
I
it.
can do it. I don't know. That sounds so hard.
And we also had the measurements. So in second place, we had Donna at 0.75 inches. Congratulations, Donna.
And in first place, Robin with 4.25 inches. Congratulations.
And you think like 4.25 is like that. That's incredible.
We should get that. Remember that fat thing
Yeah,
we
yeah.
used to have?
The
We
5
should-
pounds versus the 5.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, that would be good. But so this is the last portion of the
Level two.
and now we're moving into level 3. So we have 4 levels. So the third of the 4th. So very exciting.
All right.
Bye. Oh my goodness, more great weight loss.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
They're
They're
an
doing-
inch loss. And
I know.
It's always great hearing from them. And I can't wait to hear who the top 3 are next week.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I love Nikki's story about
Oh,
how she
yeah.
would, she always frowned right away at someone if they looked at her and smiled. And she thought, I need to change this way of doing this, and I'm going to smile back. And she did. And then she had that amazing moment with that person. Like, she
Yeah.
felt great, and I'm sure he did too.
I love that story, and it's so important to receive compliments and smiles
Yeah.
because for the person giving it, it makes them feel good. You don't want to
Exactly.
get a frown back,
Yeah.
right? And you need to acknowledge it and receive it.
And, it's kind of funny because it reminds me of those days walking by construction sites, where all these guys were up on the, the building
yes,
looking
those
down and like
days.
you're terrified, for those cat calls that are going to come and you're looking down, you're like, don't notice. And then all of a sudden you get a cat call and then it would be the glare, at them.
Okay, wait. Okay, let's do that look again.
I don't know. I can't even do it.
That's pretty glary. I wonder if they could see it from way up there.
Yeah, I know. But, really, I should have just appreciated and smiled, and maybe it would have made their day also. And because, now I go by those construction sites and nothing ever happens.
Nothing?
No. I walk by, it's like, hello up there, but no, nothing. So anyway, I should have appreciated it back then.
Well, You know, welcome to aging.
Yeah.
We're not those cute little 20-year-olds anymore. Anyways, are we ready for our guest?
Yes, we're going to be chatting with Lynn Robinson, international trainer, consultant, and coach since 1995, NLP master trainer, providing an environment which focuses growth in body, mind, and soul.
She is the creator of many personal and professional development training programs. She offers international certification for NLP practitioners and master practitioners. Lynn also is an international corporate trainer and a former faculty member of Waters Corporate University in New York and the UK.
Wow, amazing. She's also mother, grandmother, wife, artist, creating beautiful watercolor paintings. And Lynn believes that when you make changes in your life with the intention of being the best version of yourself, the world around you changes along with you.
I love that.
Yeah.
And we will be right back with Lynn Thompson. Welcome, Lynn, and I should say Lynn Robinson. I just flubbed up and called you Lynn Thompson.
I know, like, how did you do that?
It's because we have a friend named Lynn Thompson.
That's right,
and
that's
so,
true.
But
Yeah,
yes,
so
welcome,
welcome.
Lynn.
Thank you.
And thank you for being on our show. Can we start with you telling the audience a little bit about yourself?
Sure. So I guess I would like people to know that I live in beautiful White Rock, sunny White Rock.
Love White Rock.
And I really, family is sort of everything to me. And I am a wife and a mother of two. I have a son who also works with NLP, and he works with people in sports. I have a daughter who works in real estate, but again, we're all into helping people shift and change through mindset. And my husband of 30, pardon me, oh, that's you guys with 30. I'm only 26, I'm catching up. And we've been together for, like I say, 26 years. And he also is into everything about our family is about health and well-being. And so he has a line of essential oils that are, again, are for health and well-being. So yeah, that's pretty much our family, and we feel very blessed, and yes.
Awesome. Well, we keep, talking about NLP. So what does that stand for?
Good question. A lot of people are always curious about that. So NLP stands for Neuro-Linguistic Programming. And the neuro is really about the brain. So it's the neurology, it's based on neuroscience, it's how we experience our environment, so how we take things in. So it's not just the brain, but it's the nervous system as well. So what we see, what we hear, what we touch, and so on, how we take that in. And the linguistics is how we describe that. So each of us has a different way of describing our experiences, even if we're at the same place at the same time. And I think what people don't really realize is that different words, the same words mean different things to each of us. So every word we speak has a memory, every word we speak has an emotion, and so consequently, as an NLP practitioner, you're listening for that kind of thing, and you recognize it's not about putting people into a box. And then the P, the programming, a lot of people think that programming is about us programming another person. But in fact, it's really just about the programs that we run all the time. So it's our habits.
Oh, okay.
Things that happen naturally. So sometimes we run programs that get us what we want. Sometimes we run programs that get us what we don't want. And so consequently, it's about paying attention to that.
Oh, so interesting.
Fascinating. Yeah.
Yes. So Lynn, how did you decide to become an NLP trainer?
Well, many years ago, I was a trainer for Yellow Pages. So,
Yellow Pages, wow.
Yeah, I don't even know if they exist anymore.
I was going to say, do they exist?
But they did. And so I was their sales trainer and responsible for coaching them and helping them to increase their sales. So I was introduced to NLP for that purpose. I wanted to help them increase their sales and really be more successful and grow in their role. And so I studied it, and I studied it for quite a while and just began to see that it is so much more than increasing sales. And so I got very involved, and I just decided everybody needs to know about NLP, and I just had to get out there. The trainer in me said, all right, let's go. And I quit my job of 10 years and just on this basically spur of the moment jumped, and and here I am, 20 some years later.
So how does NLP different from other approaches to change?
Well, I think one of the most important things is that in NLP, we don't look at the past. We really look at where are you now and where do you want to be in the future. So I think that's a little bit different than the normal way of looking at things. And the other thing that I think is really important is that also most often when people want to change, what they do is they have something that isn't working in, let's say, their marriage or business, but it's in a category, right? And so that moves them to want to change something. Generally speaking, they're looking to change something outside of themselves because it's not working.
Right.
When in fact, with NLP, what we do is we look at the whole person. So if I do the work inside, if I make all the changes inside, including those programs that I talked about, well, then what happens is naturally my parenting will change, my relationships will change,
totally
my
makes sense.
business will change. So it's very much about self.
Right.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, we'll be right back with Lynn right after this message. We're back with Lynn Robinson, who has just been sharing with us all about NLP. So Lynn, how has NLP helped you in your life and also the life of your students?
Well, I think one of the most profound ways that it's helped me is in 2006, I was diagnosed with cancer, and I decided that it was really important that I utilize all the tools that I have, that I teach, to heal my body. So I decided to heal my body on my own, and used everything that I could around my NLP processes. And, I was really clear about what it is that I wanted to do. So I didn't focus at all on cancer. It was all on healing. So I had a vision of myself down the road. Actually, my vision for me, my inspiration, my purpose was to be able to hold my great-grandchild. And
nice.
but at the time, my granddaughter was only 3 years old. So that presupposed I was going to live for a long time.
Right.
So
I love
focusing
that.
on the negative, it's focusing on the future and the positive, and
absolutely. I honestly did not know anything about the cancer. I know a lot of people, they're curious and they want to know
Research
what
it all.
stage and
Yes,
what
that's
kind
probably
and
what I
all
would
these
do.
things. I knew nothing.
Yeah.
All I focused on was healing my body and and I think, again, it's the belief that you can. So, I would say, obviously, healing my body was probably, and it took, by the way, in 3 months, I was tested by my physician. So it wasn't just that I was deciding that I was going to use my mind and ignore everything. It was very practical.
yeah.
And based on neuroscience. And and then I was tested and I was totally healthy. So,
Wow, that's such a great story. I love that.
thank you.
And so what about students? I know that you teach a lot of people, and do you have any interesting stories, profound stories that happened with any of them?
Yes, I can think of a few that pop into my head. And one of them is, I worked with this fellow years ago, and he always comes to mind when someone wants to know something that's, kind of that stands out. So he was a referral to me because he had a phobia of flying.
Oh,
And
Flying.
and he
Me
just
too.
he had a phobia of flying, and I mean it was extreme. So he told me the story of he was with his fiance and they were on their way someplace, I think back east, and he had such a problem that they actually taxied him back.
Oh, wow.
Before they took off,
Wow.
they taxied him back.
Yeah.
And so, so he came back. Anyways, so he had an offer of a job in Thailand.
Yeah.
And he couldn't take the job because he couldn't fly. And so that's why he came to me. So I worked with him, and really we only had a couple of sessions. It's much easier and faster than people would honestly imagine. And so he was fine. He got to take his job in Thailand.
That is amazing. I'm going to be calling you later.
Okay. But here's the other thing that I thought was so much fun is that I found out a couple of years later that he ended up working for Thai Air.
Oh my
Oh,
goodness.
wow. So he was like, no fear at all.
Exactly.
Wow.
So
That's
yeah,
amazing.
so there's so much
Yeah.
that's possible that people aren't really aware of.
I'll be really interested to hear, because, I mean, everyone knows about my fear of flying, and, I always assumed
I
it
sit
was...
next to her, yeah. In the
And,
plane.
I don't stop, but I make myself do it. But I mean, there's so many hilarious stories of things that I've done out of like complete fear. And so that would be wonderful to not have that all the time just before flying, right? So that
Yes.
anxiety. So yeah.
Yeah, I'd love to chat with you, obviously. So we'll have to chat at some
Yeah.
point. Yeah.
So why some people thrive after a challenge and why others don't? Is there something that you see in that or?
Well, I think one of the most important things is that we focus on the future and not focus on the past. So, it seems like a small thing, but it really limits us. And I know, again, that's one of the things that's very different between NLP and for, other models of change, is that if you focus on the past and things that are tragic and really challenging, then just from a neurological perspective, what happens is, first of all, you strengthen those neural connections, makes it even stronger and stronger and stronger. And then the second thing is, with the mind-body connection, what ends up happening is your brain then, when you're feeling bad and afraid, your brain sends chemicals through your body, and so it's very unhealthy. And so it's really important to focus on what do you want, what are the beautiful things. Like me holding my great-grandchild. I mean, obviously I made that up.
Yeah.
But it made me happy. I can still see the vision in my head all these years later. So I think focusing on the future, focusing on what you want, and really sincerely, like, pretend you've lost your memory and you don't know about the past,
Wow.
Well, it totally
I
makes
love it.
sense. Why, think about the past all the time. You can't do anything about it, so move on. And I love that philosophy of just more the positive and thinking forward and not, always dwelling
Yeah, I
on
love
things
that.
that you have no control of.
Now,
so.
Lynn, if someone wants to get a hold of you, how do they do that?
Well, my website is therobinsongroup.ca. And they can also call me the good old-fashioned way of getting in touch, which most people don't do
Wow,
anymore.
what?
I know.
The phone, oh no.
I know, but so my number is 604-542-3008, and I do love getting phone calls. It's just nice, spontaneous. So I don't need to have appointments with everything, just spontaneously. If I pop into your head, then just pick up that
give
phone.
you a
and
call.
give me
Love
a
that.
call.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Well, thank
Yeah,
you
thank
so
you.
much for sharing with us today, Lynn.
Very interesting.
My pleasure. Thank you so much for having me.
And up next, Utterly Uncorked. Welcome to Utterly Uncorked.
And we have an exciting weekend. We're heading off to Kelowna, and we're
Yes.
going to feature two very special wineries.
Yes, so we're going to be featuring Cedar Creek,
And The Friend.
two of our
Yes.
favorites.
Yes, exactly. So very exciting. We're gonna have dinner in the Dome.
Oh, I know, I can't wait.
Yes.
And then we're going to have a special sneak peek tour of the new Wine Members Lounge
Very
at Cedar
exciting.
Creek. And we get to see Jenny again.
Yes, our favorite.
Yes. All right, well, let's get going. Hi, it's Trish and Jenny from the Chill and Chat Talk Show. And we are here at Cedar Creek.
Yeah, we're in the new Aspect Members Tasting Lounge. So welcome. We're gonna give you a little tour.
Awesome. Oh, and there is another Jenny too. Okay, come over here, Jenny.
We love this, Jenny.
The Jenny's a Trish show.
Actually, I'm sorry. Move.
No!
The Jenny and Jenny show. Woo!
No! And it's the Trish and Jenny show. And the Trish and Jenny show.
Come on in. This will be our private tasting lounge. Come right through here. It's gonna be your new fun summer hangout to try some nice wines. And we're gonna build a little outside lounge patio in the back too. And these are cool, like Magnum storage places, like all these fancy wine racks. Yeah.
Love that design.
So this will be kind of where I think so. Cedar Creek is planning on making another level of their wine club. So this will be for the Aspect members. And then with this new tier of wine that we're having, there'll be like $100 bottles of Pinot Noir. And this will be a nice kind of little tasting area for that, and a purchasing area. I know, isn't it cool? This light. Yeah, come check out all these little private rooms over here too. So these rooms you'll be able to book out for private tastings. Yeah. The room for all the high rollers when you really want to drop some bucks in here. You're the first members up here. Wow. Yeah, I know, right?
We are coming in this evening and we are featuring our 2018 Big White. This one is primarily Chardonnay, Pinot Blanc, Viognier, and Riesling. We're going to be pairing this with our Boatsy board this evening. All right, and for our main course coming in, turn this around, we have our German, this is a German style pasta, which is our Spätzle. And we have our sauerbraten ribeye. Served with some roasted veggies. We have roasted red cabbage, carrots, au jus, thank you. And this is our 2019 Syrah.
Nice.
This was
And look at the lake behind us. You probably can't see it. It's so beautiful and magical. Wow.
vanilla whipped cream.
Thank you.
Wow, what a wonderful time.
Oh my goodness, what a great weekend. And love those wineries.
I do too,
Yeah.
yes. So it was so great to see Jenny. What a great tour she gave us,
Yes.
an exclusive
Fair-
tour
felt-
of Cedar Creek.
Felt very special,
Yes.
and I can't wait when it's completely finished and we get to enjoy the whole
Yes.
member experience.
Yes.
And then, of course, the dinner in the Dome.
Oh my goodness, that was
That
so
was magical,
delicious.
magical.
Magical. It was an enchanting evening.
Yeah.
And love the food.
Oh my goodness.
We
it
highly
was-
recommend
yeah,
it. Everyone
yes.
needs to go
So they had
there.
the wine pairing and all the different, courses, and it was just incredible. So loved it.
Anyways, we'll see you next week. Wow, some great wineries we went to.
Oh my goodness, yes. And that the domes, that's the best.
Oh,
Yeah.
the dinner was amazing.
Yes, yeah.
And of course, Cedar Creek, one of our favorites.
Yes, and Jenny.
The Jenny replacement. Oh, I
And
love
that's totally
that.
fine because
Yeah,
she's so
she's so
sweet.
sweet,
Yeah.
yes.
and of course the new members tasting room. I can't
And then
wait.
the exclusive one that's
yeah.
not even finished being built
I
that
know.
we got the first tour of.
I know. They said
that's-
exclusive, and I'm in.
I
Yeah.
know, that was so
Yeah.
amazing.
And I love that new rule that we have where now we can have 10 people outside.
Yes.
Yeah, so I'm so
Very
excited.
excited about
I'm just
that.
wondering though, is it for restaurants outdoors on the patio too?
I would think so,
Yeah.
but I don't know. We should probably
Yeah.
check into that.
Yes, we should for sure.
Anyways, great chatting with Lynn Robinson today.
Yes.
Such wisdom she has.
Yes, and so lovely.
Yes.
Yeah.
Anyways,
I love those visualizing exercises, by the way, that she did prior that we were involved in.
Oh yeah, those are amazing.
Yeah, because the one that I actually had, my visualization that I did, I am hoping that one comes true.
Well, can you share yours?
Yes, I can.
All
It
right.
is. So I visualize us chill and chat.
Me?
Well, actually,
I was in your vision.
You were.
Oh,
you
I'm so
were.
excited.
And it was Utterly Uncorked, traveling through Europe, visiting and talking at wineries, and we had like a hair and makeup team, like a really big hair and makeup team.
Was our director there too?
Oh yeah, sure. He can be
Okay.
there too. And also I had visualizing our hubby sitting around like this fancy pool at a hotel. So that was my full visualization.
You know what's interesting? I did that same one.
Okay, you're just
a few
copying
weeks
mine.
ago. Just a few weeks ago when we did the real me and she was speaking.
Okay, when you visualize.
Well, I imagine that we were sitting at a winery and we had just finished our show.
Oh,
And I
okay.
was watching all the people packing up the gear.
Yeah.
And we were on our way to an exclusive
I like that they were packing up our
party.
gear.
Yes, they were.
Yeah.
Other people were packing up the gear.
That-
'cause
I like
Usually
that.
we do that,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, like
Other people
that.
were packing up our gear, and we were on our way to an exclusive party in
Exclusive.
a winery to meet very important people.
Oh, okay, so we're having the same visualization.
Yeah,
Okay,
that's
so we got to keep doing this on a daily basis.
Yeah, we should practice
Yeah.
that. Yeah,
We should.
In fact, let's do it now.
Okay, let's.
All right.
Okay, let's do it. Let's visualize. Oh my goodness, look at this.
I love my life.
This is amazing.
So, if anyone has any feedback, questions, or requests for topics, please email us at chillchattv@gmail.com.
Until next time.
Cheers!
Keep chilling and chatting.